My name's Elijah, and I go to Middle Tennessee State University. And this is my story. I was born in Tennessee, and I moved to Kansas at a really young age, in a tiny town called Troy, where my dad became a pastor right next door. So I grew up when I was young as a pastor's kid, and things were pretty easy. A little bit later, I didn't make it out of elementary school before we moved back to Tennessee suddenly. And all of a sudden I started to hit this theme of separation. And I felt like it just kept building up from there. We made it to Tennessee, and everything kind of started to fall apart. That separation came to church. We stopped going to church. And then my parents got divorced, so there's more separation. And all these things kind of built up. I separated from my home in Kansas. And eventually I just kind of got complacent with the separation, and I realized eventually that I was letting that seep into my faith. But eventually I found this awesome church, and the people just really pulled me in and accepted me and just made me feel loved. But so I kind of got redirected a little bit, but then I made it to college, and that separation just grew again. I kind of just had a fallout with God, and I didn't have that safety net I had at home. I didn't have my church family. Separation just continued to grow again. But eventually I found this group called The Crew, and I realized I didn't have to have that separation. But I also realized that separation is there for everyone, and it's called sin. And everyone is separated from God because of this sin. And I realized how much God wants to have a personal relationship with me, and how much He really does love me. I also realized that separation doesn't have to be there, that I can build a bridge over it and just overcome it just simply by asking Him into my heart. But growing up as a pastor's kid, I knew I'd already taken that step, and I had already asked God into my heart. But I just kind of put a veil over it and let that separation build up anyway. So in my freshman year, I finally decided to just rededicate myself to the Lord, and I did. And from there on out, it's just been this awesome bridge from me to God that I know just won't go away. And I'm just so happy that I can walk that bridge now and just be with God on a personal level. And so here I am now, with this group, Campus Crusade for Christ, and just loving God and loving life.